What's up, guys? Welcome to week 14 of training for this year, my third week on the Conjugate split. This week is going to be a little bit shorter of a video than normal because I was in Sisters over the weekend for a competition. Our team competed at the Outlaw Open at Sisters High School, hosted by Downing's Gym, and everybody killed it. We ended up coming out of the weekend with 6 or 7 national records, best lifter and best team. So really proud of all of our lifters here from Savage and the performance they had this weekend. Always a great time being able to coach them on meet day. So this week here I got in 4 of my 6 usual training days. What you're seeing here is the max effort lower. What I decided to do, since I was going to have kind of a forced deload over the weekend and miss a max effort day coming back from Bend on Monday, is I did some raw work in my competition squat and conventional pull, just up to some heavy-ish singles. I wanted to see kind of where my hips were at as far as my ability to squat raw, since I've not done much of that in the last year or so. I've just done the last couple dynamic effort days, and those have felt well enough to where I felt comfortable trying to take something heavier on the straight bar. So the purpose of this day was to kind of see where my hip and hamstring are at, see what my tolerance to raw lifting is at this point, and then also just see if I've cleaned up any of the imbalances that I've been fighting through. I'm happy to say that for the most part, all of those things were fairly positive. Was able to work up to just a 425 single here. I felt like I probably had about 50 to maybe 70 pounds in the tank, but I wasn't trying to work up to an actual max. I just wanted to feel something moderately heavy and minimal amounts of gear, and just kind of use it almost as an assessment day for what I need to address in my next upcoming weeks of max effort work. So just a quick easy 425 pain-free on squat, and then worked up to a single at 545 on deads right afterwards. All of these moved pretty well. I didn't have any kind of hip shift symptoms or anything like that. The 545 felt like there was some room in the tank, although I was definitely tired pulling that immediately after the squatting. So called it at the 545, took the win, and I think I'm going to be going back to primarily sumo work on the max effort, at least for the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. So what I'm going to do is kind of keep the raw work in probably every 4th week, which will still kind of keep me in touch with my main lifts. It'll kind of let me keep a finger on the pulse as to how my strength is holding, as I'm now 30 plus pounds lighter than when I last competed. And so far, honestly, nothing's really dropped off too significantly. Fat doesn't lift weight, muscle does, so I don't think I've lost any significant amount of muscle size or anything like that. If anything, my leverages have just changed a bit. So that's going to be kind of the other point of keeping some of the competition variations in, is just to make sure that as my waist goes down and my deadlift position changes and I don't have as much gut to run into when I'm squatting, that I'm still keeping familiar with my form and just kind of learning those leverages, and then taking what I learned from the max effort raw days once a month and using that to guide my lift variation choices for the weeks in between that. So hit the max lower day, had a conditioning day on Tuesday with prowler work and some prehab. On Wednesday hit the dynamic upper day, so what you're seeing here was about 15 sets of triples. Was able to do them all pain-free, had my clavicle adjusted by Dr. John over at Performance and Spine, and I think that's been what's been the underlying cause of all the shoulder stuff. So 15 sets of 3, 135 against double red minis, all those done in probably 10 minutes, and then hit a burnout set of 50 with 135 at the end, just to kind of make sure that I had that same groove and get another 50 reps in the same exact touch point and everything with that new closer grip. So that was about it. Hit some accessory work, which I have listed on the screen following this. On the dynamic lower day, I ended up not doing any barbell movements and taking that as kind of like a deload, since I had the heavy raw work, which is probably going to stay the case the next time that I have one of those days, and just hit a shit ton of volume on accessory work like belt squats, belt squat RDLs, calf raises, and things like that. So several hundred reps worth of lower accessories on Thursday before heading out on Friday. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you next week.